Hi guys! Welcome back to Ivana's life. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like or dislike the video, depends on your emotions. Today in my vlog I want to tell you some tricks or my ways of how I study Norwegian at home for free. The only thing that you will need maybe to have it's books for grammar that you can order online, and I will show you which ones I used. Or I will tell you some more stuff how you can get free of charge. You don't need to invest any money, but still you can watch videos in Norwegian, you can practice pronunciation in Norwegian, and you can do everything at home by yourself. Let's start the vlog. 7 years ago, when I just came to Norway and started being a master's student, I can feel around that many people are talking and I don't get what they say. I was eager to learn really fast, at least to be able to understand what they do. But I'm bad in languages. I really struggle. I don't have a good memory for the words or stuff. So for me, it's extremely hard to learn and to practice actually languages. So English I was studying at home in different ways in Ukraine, and still if I stop using English I start just forgetting a lot of words and it's like completely disaster. And I was worried that in Norwegian it can happen the same thing. So I decided a bit to change my way of learning a new language. And what I changed this time, I actually decided to do as kids do. So my attitude was at first that I took a book for the first level. It's A1, kind of introductory. Hello, my name is Ivana, how are you doing and stuff. And I just practiced grammar. And I found on it was actually coming with the book. I had a CD with the audio, so I could just listen and repeat. And it's important to repeat, especially if you're learning language by yourself. You need to repeat it aloud. You need to speak up, because then you can hear what you say and you will have less problems when you try to talk to someone in Norwegian or any other language. But then the second step that I did, it's actually I started watching kids shows, really like for small age kids, different shows. And I was doing that by using Viaplay. They had really nice separation for different videos by the age, from 0 to 3. It was my first video, so like SpongeBob TV show. I watched it in Norwegian and it was a lot of fun. So I will show you how you can do this without Netflix subscription, without Viaplay subscription, only just using YouTube, and which keywords will help you to find both short videos, like 2 minutes videos with some keywords, or a longer kids TV shows that you can just try to listen and understand. So this was my point. I was just watching the episode and I was trying to understand it. I didn't go to translate. I was trying just to get a feeling what they mean, just to understand when the Norwegians use these words. Then the third way, what I actually started doing, I started posting blogs on Norwegian about how I'm learning Norwegian. So I started kind of writing in Norwegian. It was hard and I know that I made many mistakes, but still I was kind of trying to make a flow. And then when you write something about the topic, or like you want to share some information, then suddenly it comes to me that oh my gosh, I don't know these words, or I want to say that but I don't know how to write it down. And then you start kind of googling which words you could use and how to Google it correctly. Don't search for the translation directly from word to word and then use it. When you find the translation from the word, then take this word and try to put it in the sentence and Google this sentence. So be sure that when you Google this sentence, to check if it appears in some newspapers or like maybe some forums, that you see that actually someone uses it. Sometimes it actually helps when you try to search for this sentence, you can find a bit better sentence on how to write. So, and for me, the first thing that I was doing, I was spending each day 2 hours per day, 2-3 hours per day in the morning, because it's like the time when I am really fresh and my head is not occupied by different stuff. And I was like, every day I was trying to spend at least some amount of time on learning Norwegian myself. And in the evening, for example, when I was cooking, I was watching some cartoons for kids. And then gradually I was surprised that I was actually able to go to the next level, to the next age, and understand a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. So, and then at some time, I think that I spent 3 months of studying in that way. I finished my first book, and I think that I was already able to talk slightly in Norwegian, and I had a long pause after that. I didn't have that much progress, but what I was already able to do is to read some books that I was actually eager to read. I found books that I loved, and it wasn't like scientific, or it was just for pleasure books. And you know what? Actually, just by trying to read and understand, and if I felt that these keywords that are actually important and I don't understand, then I was trying to find the translation. What does it mean? And in that way, when you actually have some stories that you really want to read, or like news, or some posts, some bloggers that you want to follow, you can also follow some bloggers on YouTube. It's actually really cool way, in my perspective. Maybe you love to watch something different, so find something that you really love to watch and just practice it. And the fifth way of what you could do, or like the fifth step what you could do, is, for example, if you have a Netflix or Viaplay or something like that subscription, I'm not sure about YouTube and quality on YouTube, but you can turn on subtitles if you have them in Norwegian or any language that you want to learn. Just turn on subtitles, and even if it comes in English, you still can read what they write in Norwegian. I'm quite surprised, but in that way I learned so many Norwegian words that I have never seen anywhere like written down. But then suddenly I started seeing them on the TV and on the national TV shows and stuff, and I was like, wow, so this is actually really cool. I learned them elsewhere, and then I see how Norwegians actually use them, and then I started also using them myself. And don't forget that typically when we learn language at home by ourselves, the main problem that we will have is actually to speak to someone. First thing, why you're afraid to speak to someone, because you're afraid to make a mistake. But then if you think a bit differently about that, so imagine that someone learns your language, your mother tongue language, and then they try to speak to you in language that is comfortable for you. You would appreciate it a lot. Even though they're gonna say it in a wrong way, you will try to understand them, right? So this is what is like really cool. If you just place yourself in the position of the person to whom you talk, it eases on you. The second thing that I would recommend, when you learn language, record yourself on the phone and then try to listen to yourself. And compare with the audio or YouTube channel some words that, if you especially want to practice the words, you can compare yourself and listen. But when you record yourself, you force yourself to speak aloud, and then if suddenly someday you need to use the language, you will be not that much surprised of how you sound. Because I think this is the main problem. when we try to speak and we have, you know, this problem on communication side, not reading, not listening, the main problem is that we are afraid, or like it sounds strange to us to hear us in another language than the one we used to. So that's why I think that if you don't have money or resources or whatever, you can learn any language at home. Just think of yourself as a kid and take steps that kids do. And that's all. That easy. So this is my main solution. Learn language as a kid. Gradually, slowly, take your time. I hope it was useful for you. I hope you can benefit of it. And the link, I actually have a blog in Norwegian that is completely bad, but it's in Norwegian, about free sources of learning Norwegian, and I will post it below this video. So use it, and if you have any recommendations or you want to share something with other people, please write it in the comments. If you like this video and you want more content like this, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and write some small plus or whatever. Just show me that you like what I do, so I will be motivated to do even more on that. See you next time, guys. Enjoy your summer.